I'll tell you a little simple language. 1 year ago, our country was a dead country. We were going nowhere except down. We were the laughing stock all over the world.
Thank you. And such good English, such beautiful. Where did you learn to speak so beautifully?
Se o presidente dos Estados Unidos acha que pernambucano que escapou de morrer de fome na terra que nasci, porque lá morria antes de completar 5 anos. Se cara que escapou, se cara que perdeu 3 eleições, portanto eu quero dizer, com todo o respeito ao presidente Trump, o senhor está mal informado, muito mal informado.
Laughingstock, you say? Interesting. I don't remember Biden telling the president of Liberia that he speaks good English, the national language of that country.
Well, thank you. And such good English, such beautiful. Where did you learn to speak so beautifully? Where were you educated? Where?
Yes, sir.
In Liberia.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's very interesting. It's beautiful English.
Sure.
I have people at this table can't speak nearly as well.
But then again, there's a lot of things I remember Biden not doing, like, jumping in on a question directed to his attorney general on the unearthing of the Epstein files, like he was the guilty party in a very bad Hallmark movie.
How many of you are satisfied? You can clap. Satisfied with the results of the Epstein investigation? Clap. Okay, I told you to clap. You guys aren't listening. I'm not going to grade you on a curve. So I was going to get to that. How many of you are not satisfied with the results of the investigation?
Sure. Your memo and release yesterday in Jeffrey Epstein, it left some lingering mysteries. One of the biggest ones is whether he ever worked for a American or foreign intelligence agency. The former labor secretary who was Miami U.S. Attorney Alex Costa, he allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency. So could you resolve whether or not he did? And also, could you say why there was a minute missing from the jailhouse tape on the MeidasTouch?
Yeah, sure.
Could I just interrupt for 1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
It's been another interesting week in the Trump administration. There was the disaster selective US-Africa summit in the White House, in which leaders from the countries present were clearly informed beforehand that the best way to get into the president's good graces is by flattering him with compliments and possible gifts, like one would a child.
To Africa. I was wondering what your secret was for resolving all these complex crises, and I know you are a tremendous golf player. Golf requires concentration and precision, qualities that also make for a great leader. Senegal has exceptional opportunities to offer, including in the area of tourism. So perhaps an investment could be made in a golf course in Senegal. It would just be 6 hours by flight from New York, from Miami, from Europe, or from the Gulf. And that would be an opportunity for you to show off your skills on the golf course too. Thank you for your attention, sir.
Nice. It's some way to show off my skills. It's a long trip to show off my skill. But that's really nice. And he's led a very interesting life. He looks like a very young person. He's a little older than he looks, but a fantastic job. He was treated very unfairly by his government, and he prevailed. And so congratulations on that. Really, congratulations. It was a great job.
Then we witnessed a mass exodus from his once loyal supporters over his handling of the Epstein files.
How many of you are satisfied? You can clap. Satisfied with the results of the Epstein investigation? Clap.
What a massive unforced error by the Trump administration. Donald Trump would love this story to go away, but in fact, interest is climbing higher and higher, to quote Jackie Wilson. Look at this. Google searches for Epstein up 1,200% this week versus last. And get this, it is currently the top topic search with Trump on Google alongside his presidency. So Donald Trump normally, leans into stories in which there's controversy, like tariffs, for example. This is a story in which he's trying to get away from basically saying, why is anyone still interested in this story? But the bottom line is people are very interested in this story to historic degrees, at least this week.
Give us some perspective. You see that 1,200 number about other stories in comparison, how people are viewing this one.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mentioned tariffs earlier on, right? Epstein has been Googled a lot since Monday. He has actually been Googled 1.4 times as much as tariffs has been Googled. And that is, of course, a huge news story. How about Grok, which is another insane news story this week? I mean, my goodness gracious. But in fact, Epstein has been Googled 2.5 times as much as the Grok story has been Googled. So the bottom line is this is a story in which there's a lot of interest. And it's one of the few stories in which both Steve Bannon and Elon Musk are going after Trump. At least the Trump administration, he's managed to bring together two parts of the administration or two parts of the fan base that have normally been against each other.
Yeah, you can bet on anything, and this proves it. What are you seeing as far as whether or not people think that they will actually release these Epstein files?
Yeah, I know my buddy Vin from Jersey would love for the Trump administration to release more Epstein files. But get this, Trump releasing more Epstein files in 2025. This is the betting market odds. You go back 2 months ago, it was 43%. You go back even a month ago, it was 39%. But now it's just at 20%. I think that there are going to be a lot of the normally MAGA fan base who are going to be very disappointed. And this is all a self-inflicted error by Trump and the Trump administration.
Many in the administration were pushing all these conspiracy theories, promising bombshells when they got into office, and nothing.
It turns out what goes around sometimes comes around when you...
And in an effort to make all that disappear, Trump played social media strongman again, taking to Truth Social to announce new tariffs, particularly aimed at Canada after he claims they financially retaliated against the United States. Another wild tariff swing that spooked the market.
Yeah, we thought that they'd come out of the gate down, but they're actually not as far down as they were in pre-market. We actually have 4 winners right now. Amazon, Walmart, Chevron, and Boeing are all in the green. Well, now it's just Amazon and Walmart. But it looks like a down day. A lot of the trade talk is concerning investors. We're going into earnings season next week, so that might change things. But right now, looks like a down day on the Dow. The S&P, if we can switch to that, is also down about 0.4%, down about 25 points to 6,025. NASDAQ is down about 0.25%, so that's actually not as far down as it was in pre-market. Let's take a look at the big tech stocks. We've got Amazon up. All the others, NVIDIA, Microsoft, Alphabet, and Apple are trading down. We have Taylor with us this morning in a beautiful green shirt, I should say.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Happy Friday.
Kind of a hunter green. Let's start with NVIDIA.
This comes as the 90 deals promised in 90 days is still at a whopping zilch. No surprise, the on-again, off-again tariff threats earned Trump an infamous nickname among Wall Street brokers, Taco.
Tariffs. What happened to 90 trade deals in 90 days?
We've spoken to everybody. We know everything. It's all done. I told you, we'll make some deals, but for the most part, we're going to send a letter. We're going to say, welcome to the United States. If you'd like to participate in the greatest, most successful country ever. I mean, we're doing better than ever. We have, I don't think, and you're going to see these numbers soon. We've never had numbers like this. We've never had investment like this. We have more than 90. We're going to have much more than 90, but most of those are going to be sent a letter. This is exactly what I said. Now, we've made a deal with United Kingdom. We've made a deal with China. We've made a deal. We're close to making a deal with India. Others we met with, and we don't think we're going to be able to make a deal, so we just send them a letter. If you want to play ball, you have to. This is what you have to pay. So as far as I'm concerned, we're done. We're sending out letters to various countries, telling them how much tariffs they have to pay. Some will maybe adjust a little bit, depending if they have a cause. We're not going to be unfair about it. And actually, it's a small fraction compared to what we should be getting. We could be asking for much more. But for the sake of relationships that we've had with a lot of really good countries, we're doing the way I do it. But we could be getting a lot more. We could ask for a lot more than what we're asking for.
But as I've discussed many times on this channel, right, when the going gets tough, Donald Trump gets even more tumultuous, hoping that whatever latest tantrum he throws will deflect the focus. But gauging what Harry Enton of CNN is saying recently, it's not exactly going to plan.
In your lifetime of listening to presidents being asked questions about policy situations they are actively engaged in every day, you have never once heard a president say, I haven't thought about it. It takes Trumpian stupidity to say something like that. And when you're as stupid as Donald Trump, you have no idea how stupid your stupidity sounds. Donald Trump is trapped in his stupidity. There is no way he can fake sounding smart about anything, not even his lifetime passion and greatest expertise, golf, which he simply lies about.
The truth is more important than ever. Check out our new Truth Over Lies collection at store.MeidasTouch.com. All 100% USA union made.